So we're going to be learning about percentage increase and decrease, but without a calculator. First thing we have to know is how to find the percentage of an amount. So what would you have to do to your amount in order to find a specific percentage? So in order to find 100% of an amount, these are a couple of tricks that you can learn and then adapt as you go along. So to find 100% of an amount, what you have to do is divide by 1. 100% is always going to be the same, so just remember it either stays the same or remember you have to divide by 1. In order to find 75% of an amount, what you have to do is divide by 4 so that you can get 25% and then multiply by 3 so you end up with 75%. 50%, how do we find 50%? Well, to find 50% all we have to do is divide by 2. 25%, in order to find 25% of an amount, all we have to do is divide by 4. To find 10% of an amount, all we have to do is divide by 10. To find 5%, what I would do is divide by 10 to find 10% and then divide it by 2 to find 5%. And finally, 1%, you would divide by 100 to find your 1%. So this is important that you write down into your books how you would find these percentages. These are your basic percentages that will help you when doing questions without a calculator. So let's have a look at these examples. So example 1, find 25% of 120. So to find 25%, we have to divide by 4. Therefore, we do 120 divided by 4, which gives us an answer of 30. Question 2 says find 32% of 70. So I'm going to split that 32 into 5 different bits. I'm going to do 10% 3 times to find 30, and then 1% twice to find that 2%. So I know that 10%, what I have to do to find 10% is divide by 10. So 70 divided by 10 gives me an answer of 7. So I know that this is going to be 7, this one's going to be equal to 7, and so is that one. And then to find 1%, I have to do 70 divided by 100, which gives me an answer of 0.7. So each of my 1% is going to be 0.7. Now to find the total, all I have to do is add my 3 lots of 7, which is my 30%, plus my 2 lots of 1%, and that gives me an answer of 22.4. Example 3, find 85% of 42. So 85%, we can split that into 50%, 25%, and 10%. Because if we add these 3 together, we end up with 85%. There are different ways you can do it. Whichever one you find comes to you first, I would always stick with that. But I'm going to split it into these. So 50%, 25%, and 10%. So 50% of 42 is going to be 42 divided by 2, which gives me an answer of 21. 25% is going to be 42 divided by 4. So 42 divided by 4 gives me an answer of 10.5. And then 10% is 42 divided by 10, which is equal to 4.2. Now to find the total of 85%, all I have to do is 21 plus 10.5 plus 4.2, and when I do that, I get an answer of 35.7. So 85% of 42 is 35.7. Make sure that you've paused this video and made any necessary annotations, and also copied out the 3 examples. Okay, moving on. So what I like to do is to pause this video and have a go at filling in this table. So all you're having to do is to find these percentages of these amounts. Okay, I'm going to put the answers up now. So please mark your answers. Okay, moving on. So I'd like you to pause this video and have a go at these worded questions. So this is the how in certain assessments questions will come up. It will ask you to find the percentage of amount. It says find 13% of 500 or whatever. So I'd like you to pause this video and have a go at these questions. Okay, moving on, I'm going to pop the answers up. Okay, next part. So next part we're going to be talking about increasing and decreasing a percentage. Now, well, remember, the one thing to remember is when you are increasing a percentage, you're going to add, and when you decrease, you're going to subtract. And this will come apart when I go through these two examples. So, first one, increase £160 by 15%. So the first thing you have to do is find 15% of 160. So to find 50%, I'm going to split my 15% into 10% and into 5%. So 10% of 160, it's going to be 160 divided by 10, which gives me an answer of 16. And then 5%, I have to do 160 divided by 10, which gives me 16, and then divide that by 2. Remember, divide by 10, divide by 2, and that gives me an answer of 8. Then I add my two values up, so 15% of 160 is equal to 24. I could put pounds there. Okay, but the question has asked me to increase. Now remember I said, but increase is add. So because we're increasing, it means we're adding on. So all we have to do is 160 plus 24. And then 160 plus 24 gives me a value of £184. I remember pounds because that's the units they use. So when you're increasing, what you're doing is finding the amount. Okay, so finding the percentage amount and then adding on. Now similarly, decrease 48 kg by 24%, first thing you have to do is find the percentage. So we find 24% of 48. So I'm going to split 24%. Actually, what I'm going to do to make it, no, well, I won't do that. I'll just do 10% twice and then 1% 4 times. Okay, so 10% of 48. So 48 divided by 10 gives me an answer of 4.8, and obviously that's going to be the same one for this one. And then 1%, it's 48 divided by 100, which gives me an answer of 0.48. And obviously these are also going to be 0.48. And then all I have to do is add my two lots of 4.8 and my four lots of 0.48. Let's see if I can fit it in here. I can't fit it, that's fine, I'll just pop it down here. So I do 4.48 plus 4.48 plus 0.48 4 times. I get an answer of 11.52. Now we're decreasing. So because we're decreasing, we have to subtract. So we have to do 48, subtract 11.52. And when we do 48, subtract that, we get an answer of 36.48. And then units are kilograms. Okay, so what I'd like to do is to pause this video and have a go at the two questions on this side. So increasing 720 grams by 45% and then decreasing 120 miles by 71%. Okay, I'm going to pop the answers up. Okay. So 720 grams increased by 45% becomes 1,044 grams, and decreasing 120 miles by 71% becomes 34.8 miles. Okay, moving on. So what I'd like to do is to pause this video and have a go at these questions. So they're all to do with increasing and decreasing. So remember to split up your values and find your answers. I'm going to put the answers up now. Make sure that you're marking them. And moving on. What I like to do is pause this video and have a go at matching these up. So you'll notice that there's two that are missing. So there's a value missing on this side and a value missing on this side. So once you've managed to match all the other ones, see if you can figure out what the two missing values are. Okay, so let's match these up. So 80 increased by 50% is 120. 45 increased by 60% is 72. 210 decreased by 30% is 147. 140 decreased by 35% is 91. 75 increased by 80% is 135. 55 increased by 40% is 77. 500 decreased by 92% is 40. And then finally, what decreased by 25% gives you a value of 60, and that would be 80. Okay, now these are worded questions. So working with worded questions. In a sale, a shop has reduced the price of all their shirts by 25%. If a shirt costs £50, how much would it cost in the sale? So this is a worded question on them saying decrease an amount by so and so percent. And it's important that you take the information. So we know that the shirt costs £50 and it's on sale for 25%. So the first thing we have to do is we know that £50 is the original price. To find 25%, we know that we divide it by 4. So we get an answer of £12.50. Now, to find the sale price, it's a decrease. So all we have to do is 50 subtract £12.50. We get an answer of £37.50. So notice that when it's in a worded question, have a look for those important words. So reduced means subtract, take away. Smaller, it's going to become smaller. Also the word sale, that could be a very big hint. Sale usually means it becomes cheaper. So, and the percentage is 25%, and the shirt costs 50%. So it's important to understand those key words and key numbers within your question. Let's have a look at another one. Lizzie bought a new car. The price of the car was £4,000 plus VAT at 20%. Calculate the final price of the car. So here it's important to see. So she buys a car and it's worth £4,000, and then that plus gives you a hint that it's an increase, and the VAT is 20%. Calculate the final price of the car. So that's where it gives you that hint of it being an increase, because it says plus VAT. So we know that 4,000 is your 100%. To find 20%, you can divide it by 5, or you can find 10% twice. Okay, so you can find 10%, if I write it in here, you can do 4,000 divided by 10, which gives you 400, and therefore 20% you know is double that, so it's going to obviously be £800. And because it's plus VAT, you're going to add them, giving you a final answer of £4,800 for the car that Lizzie has bought. Let's have a look at this one. So on the first day of a bike race, the course was 150 kilometers. On the second day, the course was 24% longer than the first. How far did the cyclists race on the second day? So here it tells us it's originally 150 kilometers. On the second day, the course is 24% longer. Longer meaning it's a plus because it's an increase. Okay, how far did the cyclist race on the second day? So we know that it's going to be 150 kilometers plus 24% of that value. So to find 24%, I'm going to split that into 10% for twice, and then 1% 4 times. So 10% is going to be 150 divided by 10, which gives me an answer of 15. And obviously that one's also going to be 15. And then 1% is 150 divided by 100, gives me a value of 1.5. Therefore, all of these are also going to be 1.5. And then what you have to do is add those up. So we know that 24% is equal to 15 plus 15 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5 and one more 1.5. So once we add these all together, we get an answer of 36 kilometers. Now, that's not the final answer. We have to find out the total of how far the cyclist raced on the second day. So we know that it was 150 plus the 24%, so plus 36, and that would give us a value of 186 kilometers. So that would be your final answer. So pause this video and have a go at this question. Laura sold 150 cupcakes on Monday. On Tuesday, she sold 32% fewer cupcakes. How many cakes did Laura sell on Tuesday? Okay, I'm going to pop the answer up. So you'd split your number up. So we've got 10% is 15 cupcakes, therefore 30% is 45, and 1% is 1.5 cupcakes, therefore 2% is 3 cupcakes. You then add them all together, giving you a total of 48 cupcakes for 32%. And because that key word, it says fewer, meaning it's just decreasing, it's just subtracting, you subtract it from 150, giving you a value of 102 cupcakes that were sold on Tuesday. So pause this video and have a go at these questions. Okay, I'm going to put the answers up. Please mark those answers.